Let's start to feel our breath flowing for us already. Our body getting this beautiful chance to relax. All the muscle groups of our back especially are totally at ease. There's no work going on right now, except for the work of simply breathing. As we start to head into our class today, this whole week, the theme that's carried through more or less all the classes has been mandalas. And so as we're getting started, I'd like us to bring our minds to more or less what a mandala is. Mandala is circular symmetry. It's beautiful designs to look at. They can be very helpful for meditation. When our monkey mind doesn't want to be quiet, it can be helpful just to look at a mandala, and your mind has this way of just kind of being with it. It doesn't have to think so much. The thoughts don't have to be quite so rampant. And so mandalas are really useful. They're really beautiful. When we do mandalas with yoga, essentially we're creating patterns of poses that create a circular shape. And we're going to more or less kind of take a mandala into our Yogilates today. The way that we'll do mandalas is more like a pyramid. So we're building up to something at the top, and then we take all the poses we just did in reverse to go back down to the bottom. So that'll be kind of the big theme that will carry us through our class today. What I personally am going to try to work on through these is to take a full mandala, all the poses that are included in it, back to back to back, and try not to take breaks if possible, and then at the end, then we get the yoga stretching breaks. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But that being said, if there's a mandala we're working through that is way too hard and you need to do a break in between, nothing wrong with it. Don't ever feel guilty about that. And so with more or less that circular shape heading us into class, let's begin. The knees come into the chest. And as we're doing little circles on the hips and on the sacrum, we're just checking in with ourselves for a moment. This first mandala, or just simple circle on that sacrum, is just a kindness. It's a way to tell our body, I love you. Beautiful. And then from here, we start our first set. So we're going to start off with legs going up to the sky, hands on the floor, perhaps thumb sliding under the hips. And this first one, we're trying to lower the legs down to the point where low back does not arch, but it's nice and strong and grounded onto the earth, and then lift it back up. Nice and slow like that. Let's repeat 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Once the legs are up, let them open up wide. Arms stretch up overhead. And we do a few crunches, reaching through the legs with our exhale. Inhale, return back up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs come back together. Left leg lowers down, hands can be on right leg. And do single leg switches. So exhale, left leg is up. Exhale, right leg is up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now this right knee bends. Take the fingertips behind the ears and twist that left elbow to the right knee. Switching that one out. And 4, 3, 2, 1. got both feet down, hands on the floor. Let's just simply lift up to bridge pose and pause. Try to just stay lifted. So this is the peak of our mandala. We're going to start circling back around in the reverse direction. Just hold lifted. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way back down. From here, left knee comes in, right leg extends out, fingertips behind the ears, twist up to the knee, and switch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg is straight up to the sky, hands can grab on, right leg hovers lower, and we do the switches from here. Exhale, switch, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs up to the sky, they open up wide, reach up overhead, inhale. Exhale, reach through. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, legs together, perhaps thumbs under the hips, and lowering down. It doesn't have to go all the way down, and up. Bend knees is totally fine, that'll make it easier. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Take the knees in, head them into a nice twist. Knees going to the left, the right shoulder opening up on the ground. Well-deserved release. Okay, knees up and over to the second side. One more breath. And then when feet flat back down, from here our mandala will be about crunches. So we'll have fingertips behind the ears to help support the head. Try to keep the head just relaxed back the whole time. So we're not adding any neck pain. It's more about the core. And so the first 5 will be crunching directly up and down. So when you're ready, do those slow crunches. 5 and down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a good relaxed breath before we move on. And then right leg goes up to the sky. Try to crunch directly up to that right leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, the right ankle comes up on the left thigh, the right arm comes up on the ground. And from there, we're going to do 5 crunches, twisting that left elbow toward the right knee. And down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. a breath for a moment. From here, dropping the right thigh to cross over the left thigh. We're gonna have both hands behind the head again. Try to lift both knees in as we approach it this time. And down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath. And then the last one before we start reversing is circular crunches. So leave the cross like this. We twist the left elbow upward and then lifting both elbows up through the center. Lower left shoulder down and then right shoulder. Continue in that direction. 4, 3, lift left shoulder, lift right shoulder, set left shoulder down, set right shoulder down. 2, and 1. Good. Take a breath. And then completely switch the legs out. So now left thigh is completely on top of right. We do the circular crunches the other way. So right elbow lifts up, right shoulder lifts, left shoulder lifts, right shoulder down, left shoulder down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a breath. Good. Sliding the left ankle onto the right thigh. Open up the left arm to the side. Right elbow tries to touch that left knee. And down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg up to the sky. Both hands can be on the head again. Crunches directly up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and foot sets down. Last one, crunching directly up, normal. Rising up, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing efforts. Let the head relax back down. Let's bring the right leg back up to the sky for a little stretch. Grab onto it, help pull it in. And then this ankle comes back onto the left thigh. Thread arms around that left side for the hip opener. And release, right foot goes to the ground, left leg up to the sky. And the ankle comes up, let's thread arms around the groove. Okay, so from here, release, roll onto your side body, so onto your hip that faces you most easily toward me. At first we're in a long line, but then our feet come slightly in, so it's more like the shape of a banana. The top hand is on the ground to help our core stay steady. And from here, the first one, our top leg lifts up, and it does little circles like a tennis ball. Going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the foot down for a moment. Taking another good breath. Okay, the next one, the top knee bends as we slide the foot in as deep as that knee can come close to the shoulder, and then try to extend it directly up. Slow lowering all the way down. Repeating that one, 4, and up, all the way down. 3, 2, and 1. And rest for a moment. Okay, now top leg is level with the hip, bottom rises up to touch, hold for a moment, and lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. And drop down to rest. And here we'll take one more. This one will be 3 to each direction. So the top leg goes back level with the hip. Swing the straight leg forward. Bend the knee. And then send the toes back. Now straight leg goes all the way forward. Bend the knee to go back. One more in this direction. Forward. Bend to go back. Now we have to reverse it for 3, so now we bend it to go forward, and then swing the straight leg all the way back. Bend to go forward, and back. Bend to go forward, and back. Beautiful. Bend the knees. Let's take the mermaid stretch, grabbing onto the closest ankle, and then the other hand reaches laterally up and over. Beautiful. Switch the mermaid to the other side. Toes are going to the other hip, and then take the lateral stretch to the other side. And down. Setting up in the banana, legs go slightly forward. And we're going in reverse order, so top leg is level with the hip. Take the straight leg forward, try not to move the chest at all. Bend the knee and send those toes to the back. Swing it directly forward, bend the knee, and back. One more. Forward, bend, and back. Reverse it. So send the bent knee to kick forward, and then swing the straight leg back. Bent knee forward, swing back. One more. And drop down, rest for a moment. Top leg level with the hip. Bottom leg comes up, squeeze, and lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest both legs down. Okay, this is the one where we slide the top toes in and then stretch it up high. It's essentially like a développé in ballet, and then slowly lower it down. Going for 4. 3. 2. And 1. And rest for a moment. Okay, last one, the circles. Bring the top leg level with the hip. And we're going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Rest it down for a moment. And let's come all the way up to sit. Let's just take a nice cobbler pose to get those hips opening for us. You can be upright, you can be tilted forward, whatever's working for your body. Okay, so now our next mandala from here starts in boat pose. We bring the knees together. Maybe toes can lift, hands can be on thighs if needed or not. And from here, we take little twists. So if your hands are on your thighs, you're simply lifting shoulders. If you can free out your hands, you're reaching all the way up, tracing like a rainbow to one hip and to the other hip. Good catch. So here's 4, 3, 2, 1. You're good. Straight legs out in front of us. Arms like zombies, level with the shoulders. And from here, try to lean as far back as you have control over. Raising up. Once you're tall in stack pose, arms lift up. And down. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shoulders break for just a moment. We're about to include them in the next couple of things. So just another good breath. And then arms back up. This next one's like a sprinkler. We go inhale, the left arm opens. Inhale, opens wider. Inhale, it's twisted as far as it can go. And then exhale, back up to the center. So right side, inhale, 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 exhale, return. So repeating 4. 3, 2, and 1. As we rest the arms again, legs open a bit wider. Take another breath or so. Yeah, it's partially core just to be sitting here, so nothing wrong with that. Okay, and this next one, arms are open back up to shoulders. This time with an exhale, we twist. So I'm twisting right hand to left left toe, and it's like you're trying to saw the pinky toe with the pinky finger. And then inhale back up. Twist to the second side, a huge exhale. Inhale up. Try to make sure sitting bones don't lift off. This is 4. It's okay if you don't make it all the way to touch. 3. 2. And 1. Good. As we're at the top of the peak, we're taking tricep dips for a moment. So feet plant, hands plant, 5 times, the hips lift up, and we bend the elbows. Pressing up is 5, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Sitting down, we're back to wide legs. Arms can rest for a moment. This is really shoulder heavy. Okay, if you're ready, arms up. This is twisting to saw the pinky toe. And up. 4. 3. 2. And 1. And arms rest. Legs go back together. If the legs need a little break, just keep them bent for a moment. Eventually they will slide out long. Of course, trying to lift tall. Okay, then this one's the sprinklers. So arms up. You inhale, 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 exhale to return. Four. 3. 2. And 1. Arms rest for a moment. Maybe you need a break with slightly bent knees. Okay, back up to zombie arms. Lean as far back as you still have control. Raise up to tall step and then arms up. And down. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Knees can purposely bend. The last one is that boat pose, so if you need a little break for the shoulders here, that's fine. Okay, regular boat. Arms up. And touch to one side, the knees can twist to the other. And down. Here's 4. 3. 2. 1. Amazing. Come back to cobbler. Feel the shoulders and the whole spine release up and over. Taking some of those positions that we were working through, now let's stretch through them. So straight legs in front, inhale up to the sky, and stretch over those legs now. And then spine up, legs a bit wider, slide through. And sitting up, any leg position, taking a moment to stretch through shoulders. So right arm across the body, and then left arm hooks around. Try to get the right shoulder to drop down. Maybe you even drop the left ear to left shoulder to accentuate the right shoulder stretch. Open the right arm, leaving it straight, and trace a huge circle as far as you can in all directions with that shoulder, and then reverse it. Good. Second side, left arm across, hook around, pull it in. I like to start off by dropping the left shoulder down, away from the ear, and if it feels nice to create more length through that left side, the right ear goes down. Beautiful. Open up the left arm, it stays straight. Trace a circle, hitting all the farthest points it can in the shoulder socket. And back around. Beautiful. Both shoulders roll up, back, and just relax them down. Good. Let's come onto our hands and our knees. This next one, I know that some of the plank type positions can be really hard, so just know you always have the option to drop down to knees, do little variations like that help. Taking breaks always is fine. The first one will be Spiderman. So we're coming into our plank position, whatever it is, and touching one of our knees to that side elbow and back, and then the second side. So we're gonna repeat that, going for 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping down to knees. Right leg goes back, left arm forward. Perhaps little exhales, bringing elbow and knee underneath. Inhale to lengthen. 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop down. We'll get the second side when we're coming back around. And so from here, lower down to elbows. Tucking the toes, lift the hips. We're coming into Dolphin Pose, so walk the toes if you need. You can still hold 2 more breaths, that's okay. If you need to drop down for a moment, that's great. Okay, back down on knees. Go. Just a couple more, we're almost through. Coming to plank or kneeling plank, we're gonna do just gentle push-ups. This doesn't have to be all the way to the ground if that's difficult. We're taking as much bend as you squeeze the elbows in and then press up. So it doesn't have to be huge. 4, 3, 2, 1, and one more. This is the peak. This one we won't repeat twice. So just this one set. We drop the right elbow down and then left elbow down. Right hand plants, left hand plants. And then reverse it out. Left elbow down, right elbow down. Left hand plants, right hand plants. Let's take each side one more time. So right elbow, left elbow. Right hand, left hand, and then left elbow, right elbow, left hand, right hand. If you need a break, that's okay. We're going for 5 little mini push-ups. Lowering for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down to elbows, dolphin pose. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Maybe the toes can walk in for that shoulder strength. And eventually drop down to knees. Come back up onto hands. Left leg goes back, right arm forward. We're doing okay here. We're taking it together underneath and then extending back out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Last but not least, Spiderman, kneeling plank or full plank. Start with, if you started with right before, start with left. So left, touching left arm, and then right. Repeating 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, down to knees. Let the right arm reach up to the sky. Pause in the twist, doing a couple of nice little wrist rolls. And then thread this right arm under and through, trying to get the right shoulder to settle down to the ground. You can choose if this feels like the best shape, or if you'd like to expand the shape in any directions. Maybe left arm swings around the back. Maybe left arm walks up to the top of the mat. You've got some options. Slide the left hand in to help us press up to neutral. Maybe take a couple of cat-cows before we switch sides. And eventually left wrist up to the sky. Pause there, doing a few wrist rolls. And eventually threading that shoulder to rest down toward the ground. Maybe the right hand stays. Maybe it chooses one of those options that we played with before, sliding up to the top of the mat or winding around the low back. And then returning the hand, perhaps a couple of those nice little cat-cows. The spine getting more and more of a chance to just start stretching out as we're heading toward this end section of class where we just get to stretch. It may be nice just to head back into a child pose from here. So just let your hips sink back, arms stretch forward, forehead just gets to rest as we feel our breath continuing to slow down after the effort, especially after those Spidermans. From here, the fingertips take a lateral walk. So hands go off one side of the mat. Feel your side ribs stretching to the other direction. And then walk back through the center before going off to the second side. Another breath. And then returning back to the center, give the spine this true alignment back in the middle again. And then as we lift up from here, let's work our right foot to step in between our hands. Hands drop down and hips sink forward, trying to get a straight line drawn from one kneecap up to the other. If the foot's not all the way flat, perhaps just toe it forward just a little bit, the front one. And then shifting the hips back, half split. Front leg is straight and we just lean forward. Okay, front foot plants. We're going to do those same two poses we just did kneeling in a more of a standing position. So lift up the back knee. We're bringing our hands maybe up to the thigh if the balance is there. And then we're trying to sink the hips lower so we can feel the stretch on the front of that left side. Try to use your quad muscles on that back to keep the back leg straight. Good. And then straightening both legs, probably shortening the stance a bit. Slide down for mid pose on the front leg. And plant the hands down, step this foot back, both feet back into downward facing dog. Wiggles or stillness, personal preference. And drop them back down to knees. Left foot plants up at the top. Try to get that straight line from kneecap to kneecap as we sink our hips forward. And shifting hips back, half split. Okay, the two standing variations, planting the left foot in front, lift up the right knee. Perhaps torso rises as hips sink lower. We're getting the stretch on the psoas on the right hip now. And perhaps shortening the stance. Pyramid, sliding all the way down. Okay, slide both feet forward, so both legs stretching equally and then standing forward fold. Try to get the head to release, maybe shake it left and right. Bend the knees and roll up for a moment. We'll either be taking yogic squat or a super wide squat staying higher. The wider one is better if our knees ever have issues with malasana. The lower one gets really deliciously into the hips. So personal preference, whatever is available in your body.
Still
Okay. And one hand in front, one hand behind, gently lower the hips. Let's go back down into a wide leg stretch. And with even more patience this time around, we're gonna let our muscles stretch super, super long, just walking forward. I like to be with the breath, just deep, deep inhales. And with the exhales, it's like there's more space in the pose. So sometimes the exhales are the places where I go a little bit deeper or ask my body if that's what it wants. And as we're here in this forward fold, it's a wonderful opportunity to kind of start checking back in with our seed. We've done a lot of strengthening things through our class today. And so the seed has definitely been fed a lot of energy, given a lot of prana, our very life force, by using the strength of our muscles. And so perhaps you're the type of person that's visual. Perhaps you can close your eyes and imagine in your mind's eye what the mandala of that seed, what the pattern of that seed that you planted might look like, and all of its beautiful intricacies. And so kind of get a taste of what that pattern feels like so that we can recognize it when our seed does continue to grow in our physical world. Now after we've given it this mental and emotional energy. So in this shape, take another good breath in and out. And then from here, if there's any last stretches your body really, really wants before we head into Shavasana Pose, I'll give you a full minute or two, however long it takes to do any of those stretches until you feel like you're ready to be resting in your Shavasana. So don't feel like there's any rush. Take as much time as you
I'm
wish.
ready to lay down.
Eventually, go ahead. Yeah. Shavasana can already be timed. There's nothing wrong with that. So no matter when your Shavasana begins, sooner or later, just let your body relax back to how it was at the beginning, with muscles of the back completely released when you get there. Still no rush. Take even a full minute more if you'd like. Begin to deepen the inhales and the exhales. Introducing little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. And perhaps a little fetal position for a couple of breaths. Rising up to a seated position when you feel ready. So congratulating ourselves for this good hard work that we did. It's like we did plant powerful seeds today. We got to experience that growth and see some of the pattern of the growth of the seed. And so as we travel into the rest of this day, we're a bit mindful and aware of where we put our energy, whether that's physical energy, where we put our thoughts, where we put our emotions, what we focus on, because we know that where our energy goes, those seeds will grow. And so with that extra focus to lead us in toward a beautiful rest of our day, let's wrap up this time we got to share together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.